Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Loaded Sport, where today we are going to be previewing week 13 of the NFL, as well as looking towards England against Senegal in the round of 16 of the World Cup. Joining me to go through all of this is Sam and Skin. Welcome back, lads.
How are you doing, mate? You okay?
Very good, thank you. Yourselves?
Yeah, I'm good.
Very good.
I've got a little present for you, but I don't want to ruin what's coming next. So if you could go to your next bit and then come back to me, I'd appreciate it.
I think before we go to a next bit, I think Ag just want you on to quickly address something that we may or may not be giving away today.
Yes, I was going to get to that bit as well. Yeah, okay, we'll do it now. Let's go with it now, as planned as ever. Okay, so also throughout this episode, you'll be able to hear a question that at some point will be asked regarding a free £50 Amazon voucher giveaway.
We got Pat Butcher here butchering this. How much?
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Did you say £10, Ag?
50.
No, he said 50. 50?
50 quid. Oh, just before Christmas.
We must be doing well.
I tell you what, if you think I'm Pat butchering it that much, Sam, take it away. You go for it. You do this bit yourself, mate. You have it.
No, all it is, ladies and gents, it's a £50 Amazon gift voucher that we are giving away at some point in the show. So you're going to have to listen throughout probably the entire episode, and there'll be a question somewhere along the way, maybe. A question somewhere along the way. All you need to do is answer the question and then hit us up on one of our social media pages at probably Facebook on just Loaded Sport and then Twitter at Loaded Sport. Message us privately, please. Don't leave it in a comment section because we will delete it, and obviously that will give the answer to others. So yeah, just drop us a message with the answer, and then you'll be in with a chance of getting the £50 Amazon voucher.
Nicely done. That moves us on to introducing Mudge back to the group. Mudge, welcome back. It's been a while, and it's good to have you back.
I fucking hate this man on the mic, Boris. So, but you know what? I'll do my own bit. Man with a mic, you smell like cheese and look like a fucking gorilla, mate.
Woo, woo, woo. You forgot the woo, woo, woo.
Right. I'm just about to one-up you, Mudge, and I'm really sorry, mate, but I need to do this.
Yeah, man.
I'm with the mic, you little Christmas chocolate you thought because I was away I would be greeting you. I want to open you a black and advent calendar. Ooh.
I hope that came across clearly and you heard it.
Yeah, I
did
everything. Yeah. I heard everything.
I loved it.
That's good.
That was great.
I got Kemp to send me a little message earlier that I thought I'd surprise you with, mate. He's been doing a tremendous job, and he looks forward to it. I'm sure you look forward to it. So I didn't want us missing out, and I didn't want our potentially new listeners to miss out on that either, so we can carry on as normal now.
No, thank you very much.
We'll just shout out to Kempy as well, because he was not good with us for the next couple of weeks because he's got things going on in life. He's moving house and he's very bold, so yeah, he'll not be with us for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's a busy little boy, isn't he? Love him, love that boy.
Yeah,
up the DHL,
up the Leeds.
Absolutely. Let's kick things off by talking about what has just concluded at the time of recording in Group E. The chaos that has just ensued in two separate games. Sam, I'm going to come to you first. Germany against Costa Rica. You watched that game, I believe.
No.
You didn't?
No. I didn't, mate. I didn't.
You didn't?
So
right, okay.
I was a good start, by the way. I was flicking originally. Every time I flicked, I missed a goal. Yeah, mate, if only. Every time I flicked, I missed a goal. So I stuck to that Spain game, and what a game it was. I say Spain game, I should call it the Japan game. Because
the Japan game, mate. Yeah. The spirit of the Japanese.
Yeah. First off, nearly knocked my mic over. First off, Spain were brilliant. They all got massive praise at the studio at half time. You got that idiot Graham Souness saying, "Why don't England play like that? Because that's how you win championships." Yeah, well, look at that second half, because that's definitely not how you win a championship. Japan absolutely brilliant in that second half. Ran. They've got so much energy. They've got a little bit of quality in that final third as well. And yeah, they're just electric to watch. So brilliant game. It was shame that Germany managed to pull it around, but it doesn't really matter for them, does it? Because it'd have been nice to see Costa Rica and Japan go through, but there we go. We can't have it all, can we? I'll happily take Germany going out tonight. Good chat.
Sorry, mate, I'm going to come back to that in a second. Sorry, They were just explaining the decision on the ball going out of play in that game. They were talking to a bloke that was watching VAR, and apparently the laws of the game states that the curvature of the ball, part of it was still in play, therefore it counts as it's still in play. So I was going to ask you for your thoughts on that bit.
Well, thank you. So I always thought if you could see daylight or see grass, I always thought that was like the rule of thumb. If you could see grass between the ball and the line, then it's either over the line for a goal or out of play. Clearly, that's not the case. So now they're going, by the sounds of it, is from the diameter of the edge of the ball, which is.
I thought that had always been the case in terms of over the goal line. Like if a touch of the ball was still in the white, it isn't completely over the line.
Yeah.
My issue was with the angles that they were showing.
Yeah.
It didn't look like that was the case because it wasn't level with the line, like you would normally see with goal line technology.
Yeah, if it was a matter of just being level with the edge of the ball, I kind of get that, and I kind of think it was probably still in then. But if it was, I always thought for some reason it was if there's daylight between the bottom of the ball and the line, then it's out, which is obviously not the case. So yeah, if it's the edge of the ball, fair enough, and Japan are deserved winners.
That makes there was like literal broad daylight between the ball and the line. Like I agree with you, Sam. I always thought that was the case, but
yeah, same.
Yeah, I have to agree with what you said there about the ball going out of play. I thought that would have counted as a goal kick, but as it is, Japan, Spain both qualify from Group E. Of course, England also qualified earlier on in the week, and on Sunday take on Senegal.
Come on, the boys.
Where's Kem? Where the fuck is he?
We can have a bit of time where we can actually enjoy the fact that we all believe, even part of us, that football might actually be coming home. The round of 16, England against Senegal. Skin, I'm going to start with yourself. Your thought on the England game against Wales?
Oh, it was good, weren't it? I were a bit upset in review show earlier in the week after the USA game, which we all were for a multitude of reasons, mainly the seemingly lack of urgency in the performance. Gareth Southgate is a follower of ours on Spotify. Got a notification that the episode dropped on Tuesday. Had a listen. Nice. He thought, yeah, you know what? I need to do something about this. I need to listen to the fans, and I need to put a bit of excitement in. The early rumour, as we know, was Henderson coming in, which was assumed that Jude would be dropped, but it was actually Mason Mount that was dropped, and Jude was put into that more attacking role.
Great decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Flanked by Foden and Rashford ahead of Saka and Sterling. And what a performance. The first half, despite it being 0-0, was controlled, it was composed, it was attacking. They looked like they wanted to score. They looked like they wanted to create as many chances as possible. Unfortunately, didn't get that goal. And then the second half speaks for itself. Marcus Rashford, absolute scream over a free kick. Foden scoring about 60 seconds later. And Rashford getting his second and England's third of the game. Not so long after that brilliant cut-in from the right-hand side after Calvin Phillips' long ball over the top, which if you go back and watch,
it looked
that
good
goal,
by the way. Calvin Phillips looked good.
Did say his lack of minutes this season. He did look very good in that cameo that he had. But yeah, if you go back to that second Rashford goal, England's third goal, and you look at the build-up at the back before Calvin Phillips' long ball, before Rashford's great dribble and finish, it was a brilliantly worked goal and from the team all round, really. So yeah, really, really happy. It gets the excitement back in your veins, ready for the game on Sunday.
Pumping
indeed. Senegal Sunday night 7 p.m. kickoff. We don't play African teams very often for obvious reasons. I think
never lost.
Never lost. I don't think it's going to be an easy win. It will be cagey because it is a knockout game. You have got to sort of be a bit more conservative, which, let's face it, plays into Southgate's hands. But I do think if he sticks to the same lineup that we played on Tuesday, I do think we'll get a 2 or 3-0 comfortable win, to be quite honest. But yeah, we'll see. Sam, what about you, mate? Because you were just as upset and probably even more seething and more on the angry side than I was after Friday.
We weren't too happy Friday performance, mate. We obviously aired it out on the show, but completely it's night and day, wasn't it? Them changes he made. They had them early rumours coming out that Endo, as you mentioned, was starting ahead of Bellingham, and there were a lot of uproar about it. And turns out, what do we know? Because that pairing in middle, that with Rice and Henderson, worked so well. Henderson, he oozes leadership, doesn't he? He's not the most technically gifted player, but you could just see him screaming at others, getting that high press as they do for Liverpool, just keeping everyone in check. And I thought that really went a long way with us this time around. Bellingham giving him, shackles come off and they pushed him on, looked brilliant. Foden, I thought, were absolutely outstanding. I thought he was so sharp. Just that little low centre of gravity. It's like sort of Messi-esque. Like,
I
really.
literally said this
I
the other
agree.
day to one of my pals that in terms of how he dribbles and how he plays, it is very similar. Naturally, is of a similar height, but
Yeah,
it's like he just
small,
glides
strong.
across the pitch
Yeah.
and how he dribbles past players.
You can make the case that he's probably one of the most gifted English dribblers we've
100%.
ever seen.
Yeah,
Like,
100%. And he's so young as well. So
Yeah,
young.
If someone like Pep Guardiola rates Foden as highly as he does, that speaks volumes, doesn't it, to the level
really
of
does.
talent.
Yeah, of course it does. All the talent he's coached over year, and I think there were about 5 years ago, just when Foden was just starting to break into that City team, maybe not quite 5. I remember Guardiola once said, "Everybody has a price except for Phil Foden."
Yeah, I remember that.
And I can't remember. I think the player in question might have been Aguero or something like that at the time. They were like, "You're surely not going to get rid of him." And they were like, "Listen, everyone's got a price. I'm just not going to sell Phil Foden." And everyone at the time were like, "He's only 17. Like, what's he seeing in him?" And now we're seeing the fruits of the labour sort of thing. And he looks like some player, and he has to start. I'm praying he starts against Senegal. In my front three, I would go Kane. I know it sounds quite controversial. I mean, I know a lot of people are saying for him to be dropped and play Rashford through the middle, but I'd probably go.
He's playing Kane still.
He's going to play Kane, isn't he?
Yeah,
I'd probably go. Yeah,
Sorry.
I would go Rashford on left, Kane up top, and Foden on the right. I know it's harsh on Saka, is dynamite, but I think we always need that kind of player to come off the bench. So, like, if it's not going to be Rashford, if Rashford's going to start, I would like to then see Saka come on, because I think them two are quite similar players and how fast and direct they can be. That I think it's nice to have either one of them coming off the bench at any, around that 60-minute mark.
Yeah, I think Rashford
absolutely.
and Saka can't both start, like you just said then.
Exactly.
I just want to ask you, because I'm sure you were pretty smug when England went 3-0 up, because I think other than Jordan Henderson, that entire lineup was what you predicted before the World Cup even started, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, me and my magic ball, my crystal ball, had foreseen this. I before the tournament had always said, like, Rashford on that left wing, is so active for United. The runs he makes, like behind the defender, like, to kind of
Stretches a team, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Stretches
he
them.
really does. He's just unbelievable. And I always said, like, Foden is one of those players that just, I don't know how you can drop him. And although I'm not going full Kempe, I was questioning Southgate when he had the likes of Mount and Sterling starting, but we just looked active. The energy up there was unbelievable. Just going back to that point in regards to Kane, I know Kane is he's a bit hit and miss at the moment, but a player like that, you can't take him off unless he's like fully injured. I mean, it's just the experience, the impact. His dropping in kind of helps with build-up play as well.
Well, he hasn't scored, has he? But he's been so key in his assists. So
100%.
Yeah. If you remember in the Euros last year, he didn't score until the Germany game, and it was a similar conversation then. If we remember last summer,
group stage, he struggled, didn't he?
Yeah, it was the exact same conversation. Scored that second goal late in the Germany game, and it was all right from there. I think he's set a high bar for himself. He's England's he's going to be England's top scorer in a not so distant future. His record's been fantastic. We know what he's produced for Tottenham. He was I won't say it, but he's won another prize at international level, at some point as well. So I think the bar he's set for himself is so high that any kind of scoreless run he goes on, that we saw in the Euros, that the conversations are starting to creep in after 3 games in this tournament. It's a bit tough on him, and I've been a part of that as well. But yeah, like Mudge said, his link-up play, his passes that he plays, the pass to Rashford for that first half chance early on in the game was fantastic. His cross for Sterling against who was it now? Who was the first game?
Iran.
Yeah. Where he didn't even look. Exactly the same for his assist for Foden on Tuesday. Didn't even look. He's got that mindset of a striker. He knows where he wants the ball, and he's clearly got the ability to put that ball there without really thinking too much of it. So he might not be putting the ball in the net, but he's still a really influential player for England. He's not going to be dropped. We know this. We had this discussion last week after the knock. Unless he's injured, he's leading the line. So yeah, Rashford and Foden has to be the same starting 3. I cannot see how Southgate could justify changing that after the performance on Tuesday.
Well, to your point on that, I want to address something I said in one of the previous shows. Is I defended Mason Mount's selection, and I said how well he is at leading the press and defending from the front foot. I completely take it back. I completely scrap it. Get him out of that team because, my God, we are so much better without him. So much better.
Sorry, Sam, just to your point, do you know what it was in regards to Mount? I think Henderson covered really well.
He did so much. Them two, Rice and Hendo, just sitting there, just enable Bellingham just to get after it, and it was so much more effective in that role than Mount is. And I thought unbelievable for Southgate that.
The argument in the Euros was playing those two, like you said there, Sam, those two midfielders that are going to sit there. The biggest issue was that we were playing 5 defenders as well. Yeah. So now we replaced that 5th defender with a Jude Bellingham in that cam role or a Foden or whoever. It's clearly much more effective because before we were essentially playing 7 defensive players, whereas now we've dropped one of those, put a really attacking direct threat in attack. We're benefiting from that, talent up towards the sort of final third of the pitch that we've got. So it's one game, it worked, it clicked. If he does stick with the same lineup, consistency is key. If they do get that 2 or 3 goal win against Senegal on Sunday, confidence and hype and all the other stuff is going to go through the roof. And I can't wait for the conversation we'll have early next week, ready for the quarterfinals against, we would assume, a team like France, won't we? Which is going to be huge and the true test of what this England team's capable of. But we've got to get through Senegal first. Ag, what's your thoughts, mate? You've been biggest supporter of it's coming home. I say this every time. Where's your head at the minute?
I'm quietly optimistic. We've got Senegal, a game that we should win.
Quietly confident.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm still a little bit worried about our defence. You mentioned just then about the fact that we've kind of got rid of a
2 clean sheets out of 3.
Yeah, but you look at. I'm going to sound too much like Kemp here, but you look at who we've got them 2 clean sheets against, right? USA, that was more luck than ability that we managed to keep that clean sheet. Against Wales, that were pretty much just Gareth Bale moving forward, and he went off at half time. From there, they
you say look though. I know I've been interrupting you, but you say look. But Harry Maguire was arguably man at match that game against USA. It went through luck. Maguire. It went through him absolutely playing out of his skin.
Harry Maguire has been England's best player this tournament, and that is a statement. I think honestly, if you look at our squad, Harry Maguire has been nothing but brilliant in all 3 games. I really believe that. He's been usually for United, he's an absolute donkey, but he has not put a foot wrong this tournament. He really has been probably, I'd say that England's best player by a country mile.
Yeah, it's 100% in the conversation. Go on, Ag, we've interrupted there. Carry on, mate.
I'd find it difficult to argue with you. Maguire's been the best player, but at the same time, I think against USA they had too many opportunities that they squandered to take the win from us. I think against Wales, like I said, it was just Gareth Bale or nothing. Against Iran, we were already 4-0 up, and then we kind of let complacency settle in, and they started creating chances and eventually took a couple of them themselves. I think against a side like France, or if we get to facing Brazil, I think we'll only meet them in the final if they win their group. Against a side like that, I think we're just going to be too exposed at the back, and I think that's where we're really going to meet our match. And I don't think it's a case of if we play out of our skin, we could beat them. I think defensively, we're not good enough. The players are not good enough to match up against.
Let me put this to you then. Do you think if we hypothetically beat Senegal and France also won their round of 16 and we got to France in the quarters, do you think he would be tempted to revert to a back 3/5, 3 centre halves?
I think he'd be silly not to consider it, and I think the right option would be to go with it. Maybe add Kyle Walker as that third centre half with Maguire and Stones, and then either bring Trippier.
I think Kyle Walker would have to play, wouldn't he, to match Mbappe's speed? He would have to play.
Yeah, absolutely, just to try and stop that. I think he'd have not really much other choice. He'd have to go for the back 3, but to have that sort of versatility is one thing. To be able to utilise that is another. So that goes down to Gareth Southgate and see what decision he makes. But I always felt from the beginning that we're going to be a Brazil-France final. Hopefully I'm wrong. I think there's a chance that, inside 90 minutes, potentially 120, we could beat France. But it's going to be a case of we need to be on our game and they need to be off it. And Gareth Southgate needs to be tactically correct to be able to beat them. That's my opinion on it. I think attack-wise, we are absolutely sound. What you guys have said is on point. Rashford, Foden, Kane, all 3 of them need to start moving forward. Henderson's controlling midfield well. I just think defensively we are prone to a couple of errors, and I think against sides like France and Brazil, they've got the ability in attack to be able to capitalise them and punish us, and that's where I think we'll end up on the plane home early.
Channeling my inner bull chicken, otherwise known as Tom Kemp.
Negativity incoming.
Yeah, I think in regards to teams like France, and I think we saw it in that final against Italy in the Euro final, what Southgate hasn't done well is just play to his strengths kind of thing. He's almost been way too complacent.
Grabbed it by scruff at fucking neck.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. If we play a team like France, I would want us to play our brand of football, where I think squad for squad, I think we could probably control the middle against France.
I'd agree with that. I would back our centre mids over France's centre mids because they haven't got Kante or Pogba, and I think ours are better than theirs right now.
And we'll be strong on set pieces, and that is our biggest strength. But I completely agree with what you were saying there, Mudge. And I can't remember; it might have been last week in the review show, or possibly earlier this week, where we said it. Where one of the biggest issues with Southgate is a lot of the time, especially against the strongest sides, it seems like that he plays to not lose as opposed to plays to win. And yeah, like you said there, Mudge, if we play with the mindset of we want to win this game, we've got a chance. I'm not going to say we'll beat them or I'm confident we'll beat them, but we've got a chance if we really, really play to our strengths.
I've not seen anything from that France team where I think I think the only way they could really kill us is on the counter, because Mbappe is lightning quick. Yeah, and if you pair him up against Harry Maguire, and I know Kemp would probably love me saying this, he'd burn him 10 times out of 10. But if we can control that middle, create a shape where we're just kind of slowly but surely we've got possession football, pushing it up, and then, get it into our stars' feet. I honestly believe we could beat the likes of France. I think I'm a little bit more worried about the likes of Brazil. Brazil are quite an exciting. They're quite quick as well on the ball, and they're really good in terms of possession. So that I think would worry me a little bit. But France, I'm not going to say I'm pretty confident, but I'm fairly confident we get through those.
I think we best not count the chickens before we hatch it, shall we? I think we've got Senegal to look out for first. You know what? We've seen England in past 2016 with Drew Iceland. We were already plotting our route to final, and then we ended up losing 2-1. So
I've already booked day off at parade.
That's what I mean. Let's take Senegal as it comes first, because they can be a lively bunch.
They're just to let you know, their coach Cisse, since he's coached them to their second AFCON final in 2019. Coached them to their first AFCON title in 2022, and he's now coached them to their second World Cup knockout stage. That is what you would call a serious impact. So
meteoric rise.
Yeah, buddy.
So taking that into account, then let's have a look at the predictions for England against Senegal. Skin, I'll start with you.
Here we go.
Right, I'm putting my. I said 1-1, didn't I, in the preview? In the review show, we're ready for the Wales game. And then when I saw the lineup in the group chat, I said, I've gone 1-1, but I'm changing it to 3-0 based on that lineup, and I got it. And I'm going to be as consistent as hopefully England will be on Sunday night, and I'm going to stick to that 3-0 prediction.
Good God.
And we will see England Saturday the 10th in the quarterfinals against probably France. So, 3-0 England. Rashford bags again. Kane gets his first goal of the tournament, and Harry Maguire or John Stones gets one from a set piece.
Fair enough. Sam?
I'm going to go for a clinical 2-0 victory for England. I'm going to even call out, I think Kane might sneak onto the score sheet for the first time, as he did in round of 16 at Euros, as Dawson mentioned earlier. Kane to score first and England to win 2-0.
Excellent. Mudge?
Give me 5-2. Give me Jordan.
Senegal,
scoring. No. England all day. Every single player in our back line will score. Jordan Henderson will score as well. No, in all seriousness, I think I do agree with Dawson there. I think Harry Maguire or John Stones will score from a set piece. I've got Henderson scoring, and I'm praying Kane scores.
Hendo scoring? That's huge.
Second ever goal for England.
I've got 30-yard screamer outside of the boot.
Nice. Scott Parker-esque.
Yeah,
exactly like that. I think if we can get Kane scoring, it would be so dangerous. Can you imagine that front three?
Don't think that's missing a minute.
Yeah.
What about you,
Adam? Give us penalty shootout. So
I considered it. No, I've gone England to win 3-1. I think we'll get to 3-0, and then I think defensively we'll just crumble a little bit, and it'll be a case of just regain your focus, and Henderson will play a huge part when that happens and the defence switches off, and I think Senegal will just have something about him to get
Hates
themselves a
Endo.
consolation goal.
Hates Endo.
There's no time for Endo.
God,
What?
none of
I've
that
just complimented
riff-raff.
him. I think
Mate,
that he'll
you've
be the
just
one
slagged him right off. I hope he don't
you
hear this.
misunderstood. I think that he's going to be the one that keeps them
Poor guy.
focused once we've conceded the goal.
Misunderstood there.
Yeah.
Sam, is it time for competition?
Oh,
It is not.
No.
Ooh, a little teaser for you still listening.
Get listeners' eyes then, didn't he?
Oh, fucking
Yeah.
did. Drop shoulder on him.
Nah, no
Cruyff
chance.
turn, sin a
Keep
bit.
keep listening, sucker.
The one person that's still listening. Absolutely dreaming this Amazon voucher.
It's me old man.
Shout
Go
out,
on, Rob.
Shout
He is
out.
our leader.
There's no way he knows how to work Spotify. No.
He's waiting for the YouTube upload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's waiting to go on wireless.
Let's move on to the lock of the week then. Mudge, seeing as you're being welcomed back for today's episode, we'll start with you. A team that you think's a lock on to win this weekend.
I think I'll go with England. England are my lock to win.
boy.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not coming home. It's coming closer to home. We beat Senegal. I think that's my lock for sure.
Good shout. Sam?
I am going to be very boring. You know, earlier on I thought about having, I think it was Topper League One, Plymouth to beat Port Vale. And I thought, you know what, nah, I'm keeping World Cup theme. And I'm going France to beat Poland.
Okay, that was my second one, to be fair. So I'm hoping that, Skin, you haven't taken my first one.
Do you want to go first, mate, and take the risk? And I'll fucking batter you if you have.
Okay, I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to go Brazil to beat Cameroon.
Yes, come on. We're all
No,
in.
completely different
Get in.
sound. Okay, I've
Nice.
gone Brazil over Cameroon. I think Brazil haven't even reached second gear yet, and they've already qualified, but I think they've got enough to beat Cameroon. Skin?
Is it? Do we know any news on Neymar yet? Is it because all we heard is he's out for the group stage? Is he back or?
I'm
Not sure.
not
That
heard
that
anything
foot was
myself.
pretty swollen. His ankle was pretty swollen, weren't it? So, not sure.
To be fair, they're already through. If they don't have to risk him, I don't think they will.
That was going to be my question, Chiag, there off the back of your lock of the week. As we know, the lock of the week is the team that you're most confident of winning over the Friday to Monday period. They're through, as you mentioned there. So are they potentially going to rest players like France did the other night? Potentially only get a point? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I think they could rest some players, but I still think the quality in that side is enough to beat Cameroon.
Fair.
So to me, it's still going to be a Brazil win. What about yours?
I'm going to move slightly over on South America, mate, and I'm going to take Argentina to beat Australia in Saturday's. Is it Saturday?
Nice.
I can't. No, it's not. It's not. Yeah, it's Saturday. Saturday night's game against Australia.
The
7
old
PM.
enemy.
Yeah, I think Argentina. They really want it for Messi, don't they? They're one of the favourites. They seem to slowly be starting to pick up their performances. Played really well against Saudi Arabia in the first half. It was just that second half turnaround, similar to Spain, Japan tonight. But yeah, Argentina to beat Australia in the round of 16 is my lock of the week this week.
The Aussies have been quietly impressive this tournament, I think.
Gritty.
Grafters, aren't they?
Gritty,
Grafters.
gritty and graft. Yeah, gritty is the word. They've been they've been churning out. Was it 1-0 they won their last
Yeah,
two games?
1-0 against Tunisia and Denmark after lost 4-1 against France.
Yeah, so-
Lecky, innit? Talisman up front.
yeah, but
Turn it off.
Do you reckon there's a chance they cause an upset? Obviously, avoiding this question to Skin.
You what, mate?
Avoiding you, the other two. Australia, do you think there's chance of an upset against Argentina? Sam, Mudge?
yes, yeah, 100%. I think Argentina have been a bit underwhelming. Their last two games, they've really picked it up. I get that, and obviously, but to say that this was the Argentina that were heavy favourites to get to the final, they haven't looked like that. I think Di Maria's looked a bit sluggish, but you know, I think they heavily rely on Messi in terms of their build-up play. And when you've got Otamendi starting in your lineup, you should be a little bit worried, considering he's about mid-30s and on his way out. But do you know what? I think obviously the heavy favourites are Argentina, but that Australia team have impressed. I would not be surprised if they go through, mate.
I disagree, to be honest. I think it's quite a safe lock myself. I just think Argentina have got too much quality throughout the team. It's completely right in what we're just saying. They haven't played well at all, particularly. They've just ground a result out and slowly got better as the tournament's gone on, Argentina. But I just don't think that Australia team's got enough quality to really hurt them. So I I personally think I'd be quite confident in my money going on Argentina, which of course means Australia are going to win if I'm back in Argentina.
You fucking prick.
I've doomed them.
I just love an underdog. I love an underdog story. So, but yeah, they're bank Australia to win after Sam said that.
Yeah, 100%.
Understandable. Sam, I'll stick with you then on this one and go with your goal scorer.
Goal scorer, I am going to go with Olivier Giroud
Ooh,
to score.
baby.
Yes, Olivier Giroud, and I am just backpedaling it. France, of course it is, yeah, sticking with the same game. Olivier Giroud to score against France. He's just one of them players, and he's always on the score sheet. He's always there, especially for France. He doesn't seem to pull up any trees, but he's very underrated in what he does.
100%.
And yeah, I think he'll.
He's like a poor man's Van Nistelrooy, isn't he?
It's hard to peg what sort of player he's ever been like, because he's got the touch of he's almost like a Zlatan in his his big frame and his touch, but obviously he's not quite at that level. But he's a classic poacher for me, and I think he'll bag against Poland.
Okay, Mudge?
I'm going to stick with Hendo from about 20 to 30 yards out. I think he'll score an absolute screamer. No, genuinely, I've got a feeling Hendo's going to bag in this game. What would it be?
You need to put your money where your mouth is, because there are going to be some sick odds. Get that back.
No joke. If I can find it on Sky Bet, I'll pop a tenner on that.
I'm sure you can find Henderson to score any time on Sky Bet, mate.
Yeah. No. I'll request a bet and go Hendo to score outside the box.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, but Hendo's my shout. I'm gonna
If
go.
that happens, I am going to be fucking ecstatic.
I hope you're right.
The pop, if that goes in. Top bin.
We could lose 4-1, but as long as Hendo bags from outside the box.
That's all that would matter to me. Hendo to bang it.
Skin?
I had a backup just in case, but I'll let you potentially take that one. I'm going to go Lionel Messi for my lock of the week, Argentina. He's bagged a couple. He's had a penalty, which he scored against Saudi Arabia. He missed one the other night as well. It could be a case of Australia are scrapping and fighting for their lives and could, bring someone down, or it could be a case of Australia really are scrapping and Argentina need a bit of moment of magic from Messi. So yeah, Messi is my scorer of the weekend. What about you, mate?
I'm going to go a bit off theme from what you three have done, because I've noticed you've all taken goal scorers from the lock of the week team that you've selected. Yeah. I've gone separate to that. I've gone Marcus Rashford to score for England against Senegal.
I think Harry Kane was my backup.
I had Harry Kane, but then I thought Marcus Rashford is joint top goal scorer, at least he was at the end of the game against Wales. He's confident now. That free kick must have put a lot of confidence in him. Everybody feels that he should be starting. Hopefully he will be starting, and I think against Senegal he'll have enough about him to get a goal. So I'm going with Marcus Rashford as my my goal scorer.
Would be a nice little fourfold if it went for Endo, wouldn't it? Might just stick.
What's he doing there?
What is he doing?
No, lads, no joke. I think that probably boosts the Aka to a ridiculous amount.
It goes from about 2 to 3 to 80 to 1.
Skin.
I'll stick to the treble on that, I think.
I've got a question for you, Skin. Week 1, when we did the first episode that we did,
go
we
back
did a
and
lock
listen
of
to
the
it
week.
Loaded Sport on Spotify or YouTube. Yeah, carry
the
on.
lock of the week, I selected Chuba Hubbard for an anytime touchdown scorer. Which one would you say is the more outlandish claim? Chuba Hubbard, Henderson.
Hendo, mate, you don't even need to finish the question because I don't need to think about it. Jordan Henderson to score for England, considering he's only ever scored one in over 50 caps, is outrageous enough. But to add the caveat of it to be an absolute screamer from outside the box, even more so, mate. So as outrageous as that was at the time, and me and Kent weren't too happy with you.
Also he might not even start.
Yeah, that's true.
There's that as well.
He'll score from bench. Listen, I will make a point. So obviously mine's a bit of a hopeful pick. Adam, yours was based on pretty much years of watching the sport. You thought Chuba Hubbard was an absolute cert, and he bombed, mate. So
I'm going to be honest.
About 2 touches.
I'm going to be honest. From all of my claims in the first episode as well, I misunderstood what a lock of the week was, and I went for like a wild card shout. I thought that's what a lock of the week was.
How did you get lock and wild card mixed up? The complete opposite.
Someone's not been watching game day, has he?
Obviously not. So no, that one's obviously on me. We'll move on nicely to the wild card now. Mudge, we'll start with you for this one.
I'm going to stick with Australia to beat Argentina.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Oh, my God.
It did say
what I'm going to do...
Wild card at weekend, Hendo to bag.
Hendo to bag. And
wait, listen, Hendo to bag. and Australia to beat Argentina. I'm going to go on Sky, request a bet now, and ask them if they could do me that double.
You are one crazy bastard.
Let me know what odds you get on that, because that would be incredible.
Yeah. But yeah, Australia to beat Argentina. I think, like I said, don't get me wrong, Argentina are the heavy favourites, but I'm going to use this bit of the show to kind of go a bit rogue in the hope that something falls and I look like a genius. But I really like the way Australia played. But I do agree with Sam. Argentina's quality is just like out of this world. Messi can change a game on his own, even at the age of 35. But I would love to see Australia do Argentina over. So that would be my underdog of the week.
Skin?
My underdog of the week, I am going to go similar to Sam for last week, where he didn't claim an outright win, but at least a point. And I'm going to go against your lock of the week, Adam, and I'm going to go for Cameroon to get at least a point against Brazil tomorrow, purely on the basis that I do expect Brazil.
I think that makes sense. I think it's a good call.
Yeah, Brazil, I think, will rest some players. Cameroon need to win, I think. I don't think a point would be enough in any situation to get them through. So, yeah, I'll go for Cameroon to go out fighting. Could just be a 0-0 and Brazil just, play them off the park and take a steady win to secure first place. But, yeah, Cameroon to get a point at least against Brazil on Friday.
Nice, Sam.
So I have got down here USA to beat the Netherlands.
But
I'm also looking at South Korea to beat Portugal, and Portugal are already through, so they're going to be. Ronaldo's not going to play, no way.
Well, you'd not think after how mad he went about wanting that goal the other day, like he wants to play. I guess if it's down to him, he probably would, and I guess he's probably got more pull than the Portugal manager. So. Yeah, you're probably right, actually. But South Korea need a win, and Ghana are obviously playing Uruguay. So, you know what? Yeah, I'm going for it. I'm going for South Korea to beat Portugal.
That Portugal team look so much better when he's not on the field.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that. He is. And I used to be a big fan of Ronaldo. I think he's the most selfish athlete.
Oh, yeah, I'm full team Messi now, by the way.
Yeah. I always thought Messi was the GOAT, but he's just showing his true colours a little bit. He's all about himself, even at the biggest stage. It should be about the team, and he's thinking, because he's had a bit of a hair follicle touch the ball, it's his goal. Absolute joker, mate.
Yeah, just on the back of my South Korea to beat Portugal as well. I think they're going to take some great solace in tonight's result in Japan beating Spain. I mean, it's a similar result in it. It's a East Asian team against Spain, Portugal. They're not much in it in terms of the geography, so I think they can take great confidence from tonight's result and take it into their game.
Good shout. I'm going to move away from the World Cup slightly for mine. I'm going to look at League One. And I'm going for Ipswich against Fleetwood. And I think Fleetwood are going to beat Ipswich. Fleetwood currently 17th in League One. Ipswich currently second. But since the beginning of October, Ipswich have played 13 games. So the fixture congestion, I think it's going to be a bit too much against Fleetwood, who have lost just once in the last 7. So I'm going to go with Fleetwood in 17th to beat Ipswich as my...
Big shout.
Yeah,
I will counteract that with Ipswich got a good win in the FA Cup second round last Sunday against Buxton, which was my lock of the week last week, and they did rest quite a lot of their first team starters, so that was a good opportunity to get them a rest. I don't know if that might make you change your mind, but just so I can say I pointed that out on the episode.
You can always count on Ag to keep us grounded, can't you? We've all gone lofty World Cup predictions, and he's gone the lows of League One. Bless him.
It's like all of us turning up in tuxedos for the Christmas do, and Ag's turned up in Adidas sliders.
Yeah,
he's just really absolutely ruined it.
You do you, boo.
You do you. I'm just glad you've not mentioned Chesterfield, mate.
You have not just mentioned that.
I don't know who said that, but carry on.
I deliberately avoided mentioning Chesterfield at all, just for you, Mudge. But it's Kemp and Skin. They keep bringing it up in every episode, so there we go. We'll move on before.
Who time got this weekend?
Halifax.
What do you reckon?
Mate, no one gives a fuck.
There it is. That's all we wanted. Yes, moving on then. So from we've had lock of the week and wildcards. We're back in just a few moments' time where we look towards week 13 of the NFL, and we'll start to preview Tyson Fury against Derek Chisora for the third time. welcome back to episode
Loaded
9
Sport.
Oh.
Come get your
With
sexy
Buzz.
daily.
Yeah, with Loaded Sport. Sorry, I carry on.
No, that's all the jingle we needed. Yes, episode 9 of Loaded Sport. We move on to speak about week 13 of the NFL season.
Is it time for the question, Sam?
It is not.
No,
we're fucking
naughty,
getting close. I can
naughty.
feel it.
Bummel's twitching now.
We'll start by talking about our games of the week. Skin, we'll come over to you first.
Thank you. Just in case Sam has picked the same as me.
Horrible
But my
bastard.
game of the week at 9:25 p.m. prime time is
I'm good.
the Kansas City. You're good. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in a repeat of last season's AFC Championship game, where the Kansas City Chiefs led 21-3, and the Cincinnati Bengals came back to win and head to the Super Bowl. So that is my game of the week. Chiefs, as we've spoken about on pretty much every NFL segment this year, are going under the radar. They're absolutely battering teams. Cincinnati Bengals have started to find a little bit of form, but this is the test now. Have Bengals got Chiefs' number? Are Chiefs the absolute outright running away AFC leaders after Bills' slight drop in form over this last few weeks? We'll find out Sunday night. Cincinnati Bengals, Kansas City Chiefs, game of the week.
Can I take this next one because
Yes.
I'm feeling like I'm there. I'm in the moment.
Go
So I'm just
for
going to have to take it.
I've got you
I'm just gonna have to
fucking
take it from you.
hyped.
I'm hyped. So it's got to be Return of the Mic. Return of the Mic.
Oh.
Man with the mic.
No.
No.
Mike McDaniel's returning
Oh,
to the 49ers
yeah.
with the
No,
Dolphins.
that was
Big
literally
game.
my pick.
It's a
Return
big
of
game.
the Mike. He's
It's
going to
a
come back.
Big game. It's a
Huge
good week this
game.
week, isn't it, lads? It's a
That's
good week.
a nice.
Talk us through it.
It's a nice fixture, mate. With this, I don't think it needs much else. Soon you said it was 9:25. I was happy. When you said 9, I was a bit dodgy because it's 9:05. You see, so
Yeah.
Niners Dolphins. The records speak for themselves. Let's have a quick look at the records. Dolphins on at 8-3, and the Niners are on a 7-4. But no, it's going to be. I think it's going to be probably the game of the week. And McDaniel's, I am even tempted to tip him to get the dub over his master versus apprentice.
Do you know that the 49ers have not allowed any points in the second
Seen
half
that for 4 games in it.
for
That's
4 games?
It's crazy stat. That is
That is
crazy. I
ludicrous.
can't see that that's keeping up against Dolphins, but no, that's a very impressive stat. That is.
Yeah, but Money Mike and them Dolphins are firing.
Return of the Mike, baby.
And I'm absolutely livid because Skin chose my first game of the week, and then here we are.
You're
my
scrambling,
reserves
mate. You're
are-
scrambling.
Yeah, so do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go really rogue. I'm going to go the Browns and the Texans as
No
my game of the
way.
week.
No,
go
You've got
fucking
the
way.
man.
That is the
loves-
deadest game.
That
of
is
the week.
horrible.
Listen, hear me out. Just like you guys have been ripping me for Henderson, the Henderson goal pick. You've
I'm
got the
starting
man.
to feel like you're not taking this seriously, mate.
It's truly
Maybe.
taken the skin of Kemp.
Hear me
Final
out.
form.
You've got Deshaun Watson, who's obviously returning to his former team, almost 700 days away from football. I think it's the perfect vengeance game for him. And yeah, I've run out of my first 2 game of the week, so it's a desperate clutch. I'm going to go Browns.
Mate,
beat
it's not that
the
desperate. It's
Texans.
a good lineup this week.
Yeah, I will look in. There's your boys, Eagles, Titans. There's Giants, Commanders. I think
Fuck that game.
Rams,
fuck that game.
Seahawks. Rams, Seahawks.
Nah,
Fuck
fuck
all
that
of
game.
it.
Yeah, fuck
Mate,
all of it.
I think I was looking at Texans as my wild card, but I do think Browns will have enough. Deshaun's going to be a bust this season at least.
I think being away from the game for 700 days it is going to be very tough to get back to what he used to be. But yeah, I think that was my pick just because of the occasion. As an Eagles fan, obviously that Tennessee Titans game is pretty spicy, but
Battle of the
yeah.
run game.
Ooh, Miles Sanders, maybe.
For mine,
Go on, Aggie.
I got a bit worried when Sam started singing Return of the Mic, and then I also started getting a bit worried when I realised that nobody's actually mentioned it, so I'm not sure if you're really going to see it in the same way as I do, but the Vikings against the Jets, I've got the 9-2 Vikings, Mike
Yeah, it's gonna
White's
be a good
back
one.
behind
Mike
centre for-
White, Sam's brother.
Jets.
My boy.
Exactly,
Oh.
22,
I'm starting him in fantasy this week.
you are
Yeah.
doing it,
Yeah.
Money Mike.
if you can afford to, 22 for 28, last week against the Bears, 315 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions against the Vikings, who have lately seemed very hit and miss. So I'm back. I could probably say I'm going to back the Jets to win that, but
wow, that's literally my wild card.
Oh, sorry, I've took that away from you. But either way, I'm going to go with the Vikings against the Jets as my game of the week. I think we're going to be in for a big one there. Brings us on nicely to the wild card, though, Sam. See, whilst we're still on the subject, I'll let you go with it.
Funnily enough, it's quite an easy pick there. I'm still sticking with Jets. I think the Jets are going to have a bit too much for the Vikings. That seem like a well-drilled outfit from defense to offense. Vikings are just so hit and miss, and they're a bit like a glass cannon. I think they're all firepower, but there's no real substance.
What an analogy that is.
You like that one?
Oh, can't say I've heard it before, man. I'm not even sure if I like it. It's just new. So
glass cannon. Yeah, it's a big gaming term.
Excellent. Mudge, will come across to you next.
I don't know if you guys will give me this. I've got Raiders beating Chargers for the 9:25 game.
For your lock, yeah?
No, wild card.
This is wild card.
Is it wild card, is it? I thought we were on lock, sorry.
No, I'd give him that because that was my backup, so I'd let him have that.
Yeah, that's my wild card of the week. I think, I don't know if Josh Jacobs is going to play this week, but that game is always fairly close. I say this because obviously I've got Justin Herbert and Eckler in my team, and whenever they play the Raiders, they don't do that well for me scoring-wise. So I think Devontae Adams will have a big game against them. I've got Raiders beating the Chargers this week.
Did you say Josh Jacobs, not sure if he's playing?
I think he was on the injury report.
He's questionable currently.
Is he really? I've got him down. My touchdown scorer. So
he picked up an injury at the beginning of overtime and then made an 80-plus yard rushing touchdown. So I can imagine he'd be fine, but put him on questionable anyway, don't they? There we go. Skin?
For my wild card, yeah?
Yes.
So I struggle with this. This was my hardest pick for any of the picks for either of the sports and any of the conversations we've had so far, because there are a lot of even matchups this weekend. It's a really strong week. I think we're in for a good one. I did, as I mentioned, when Mudge was speaking about the game, consider Texans against Browns, but I do think Browns should have enough. So I'm not really sure this would be outright classed as a wild card, but I really was struggling based on the matchups, and I'm going to go for the Commanders to beat the New York Giants as my wild card at MetLife. I think Giants, absolutely phenomenal start to the season. They have had a bit of drop in form. Commanders have had a bit of an increase in form. They're playing really well and playing phenomenally for Ron Rivera at the moment. So, again, might not be a fully accepted wild card, but I'll put my name to Commanders beating Giants this week.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I've gone with Bengals to beat Chiefs. We're in a prediction league, and I'm in it with Mudge as well. And one of the games that they've asked the prediction of is the Bengals against the Chiefs. And Mudge, I know you've already made comments, and I know you're going to in a moment anyway, about the Chiefs pretty much being dominant and set to beat the Bengals. But I think with Mixon and Chase back, why not? If there's going to be a game there where you could maybe see a bit more of an upset, it's going to be the Bengals, I think.
I like your thinking. I like your optimism. It's almost as if you're backing Hendo to score a 30-yard screamer here. However, Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey, I just cannot see anyone stopping that duo. And also Big Red, Andy Reid, their coach this year, has turned that team into such a dynamic offense. I think they flunked against the Colts when they lost earlier in the season. But I honestly think the Chiefs are unstoppable. I think Patrick Mahomes is honestly the only QB I'd put in the kind of super elite category. I don't think anyone touches him, like in terms of his level, the level he's playing at the moment. But I like it. Obviously, you got Joey Burrow balling out as well. Chase and Mixon are back as well. I think that's going to be a great game, but I've got Chiefs winning that all day.
Boys, it's time.
Oh,
Loaded Sport, it's a 50-pound giveaway. Loaded Sport. Question time for your chance to win a £50 Amazon gift voucher. Answer the following question. Who was the Golden Boot winner in the 2018 FIFA World Cup? That's all we need to know. That's all we need to know. If you can drop us a DM in one of our social media channels, so preferably either Twitter or Facebook. Facebook is Loaded Sport, Twitter is @Loaded Sport. give us a message, and you'll be in with a chance of getting the £50 Amazon voucher. Good luck.
We'll do the draw on next week's preview show as well,
Perfect.
and announce the winner on that. So look out for that episode dropping to find out if you've won £50. That's all right. What would you spend it on, Sam?
Oh, well,
Anal beads.
I've already got them, mate. I don't need them.
Spicy.
No, it's a good question, isn't it? Probably put it towards a game or something like that. Just in time for Christmas.
Yeah, game for yourself just in time for Christmas. Could have said treat Katie, but is what it is, isn't it?
Said a lot about me.
Yeah, that's it. Can't wait. So yeah, get entering and give yourself a chance. Got to be in it to win it.
So we'll move on to lock of the week for both team and scorer. I feel bad for going to Skin first last time, so Sam, I'm going to come to you this time.
My man. I think I've got one of the safest ones here, and I'm going lock. It's been mentioned a couple of times already. Lock the Browns to beat the Texans. Right, that one in.
Nice.
That's fair enough. Skin?
I'm going to go for your boys, the Seattle Seahawks, to beat the Los Angeles Rams. They are my lock of the week. They are the team that I'm most confident in winning this week. Rams are ravaged by injury and everything else compared to the team they had last season. Seahawks have been quietly consistent, playing really, really well, phenomenally coached by Pete Carroll and his backroom staff. So, yeah, my lock of the week is your boys, Adam. So I'll go over to you for your pick, and hopefully I've taken it off you.
No, I don't, like you know, I don't bet on my own team, so I avoid that at all costs. I was stuck between two, but I am going to go with the Thursday night game. I'm going to go with Bills against Patriots. Is that allowed, Thursday night game? Am I good to go with that?
Yeah, of course it is, mate.
Yeah.
We're recording it before. We'll release it after. So people listening to this, the future people.
I'd only slightly question it if the game had already been played, to be honest.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you can't have that because you know what fucking happened.
I'd still get it wrong. Bills to beat Patriots is what I'm going to go for then. I think it's a dead cert. 8-3 Bills, just too good for the Patriots. Yeah.
Dead cert.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. Mudge, we'll move across to you.
I'm going to go for the Ravens to beat the Denver Broncos.
That was my backup.
Yeah. I looked at it.
Let Russ sit. All right, that guy is absolutely cooked this year.
He is cooked, isn't he?
Let's ride.
He couldn't throw a party. Rugby Nation, let's ride. I will give an honourable mention though. I think the Bears fuck up the Packers this weekend as well.
You know what? I've been feeling someone to pick that on a wild card, and I thought Dawson was about to when he was saying he struggled to pick one. I thought he was going to land on the Bears to beat the Packers. To be honest,
I wouldn't know which team's the wild card.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
No, honestly, at the
I would
moment,
say based on recent history, I agree with that there.
I agree with that, yeah.
And Bears have currently got the second overall pick, so let's not. I know Packers are doing bad, but Bears are doing worse.
No, that's what I'm saying. I fully expect the Packers to win. That's what I'm saying. It's outrageous to think Bears. He's got the fucking. Rodgers has got the lease, hasn't he? He owns the stadium.
Just to be clear, you're saying that the Bears have got the second overall pick. They're only one win behind the Packers.
All right, mate. Sorry.
So, I'm defending my point. I don't know which side's going to be the wild card there. So, I'm standing by that. So, I did look at Bears Packers for game of the week, but I just thought there's not really much there to look at. So, I bottled it and went for the Vikings Jets instead.
That is a shock.
As bad as we've been this year, I fully expect us to beat the Bears this weekend.
So count the Bears to fucking decimate.
Yeah.
That brings me on nicely to my touchdown scorer. I've gone with David Montgomery for an anytime touchdown.
Any kind of running back against us at the minute is a great shout. And I've noticed a theme with you. That's exactly what you're doing. You're back to Sanders against us last week.
I don't know what you mean.
You think I'm fucking daft, mate. You've got it in for us.
Just running back versus Packers. That's my pick.
If it works, it works. No, I'm going with David Montgomery. I think the Bears have quite a decent running game anyway, to be fair. And I think with Fields, I don't know if he's going to be out for this game. Last I
think he's back. I'm not sure, though.
I still think Montgomery's a good shout to get a touchdown. So I'm going to stick by him. Mudge will come to you second this time.
I'll go Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown against the Titans. He's lethal on his feet when he's so quick as well, and I think he's got like 8 rushing touchdowns this year as a QB. So yeah, pretty impressive. I've got Hurts. I've got Hurts rushing for a touchdown this weekend.
Good shout, Skin.
I am going to revert back to a previous point I made where I said that I considered the Texans to beat the Browns as my wild card pick, but I thought Browns would just have enough. And the reason I think they'll just have enough is because of one man, and that man,
son of a bitch,
that man Sam,
Nick
is your man in
Chubb.
fantasy. Is
Oh,
Nick fucking Chubb.
Well, I best start scrambling, haven't I, Vigors?
You best start scrambling, mate. So I'll very quickly explain why. Nick Chubb having an absolutely phenomenal season. He's right up there with the best running backs in the league this season, if not the outright best. And he is facing a Houston Texans team that are currently ranked dead last against the run. So if Deshaun Watson is going to get off to a winning start as a Cleveland Brown and dust off the cobwebs and get rid of the rust, it's going to be through Nick Chubb on the ground. So Nick Chubb is my lock of the week in terms of touchdown scorer against the Texans. Sam, have I bought you enough time?
You have, mate. You have. So I'm looking at it's one particular game here, and it's going to be a bit of a flexible one. So you're going to have to allow it, me. I am going to go with Josh Jacobs against the Chargers. However, if he doesn't play, I am going for the other touchline, and I'm going for Austin Eckler to score against the other team.
Loves back. Who loves backing what more? You backing Eckler or Adam picking a running back against the Packers?
Like Adam says, if it works, keep going until it stops working. So it's Josh Jacobs for now. If he's not on the field, it will be Austin Eckler.
Lads, quick question: if you were drafting a team and you had to choose between Henry and Chubb starting at running back, who would you choose?
Henry.
Yeah.
A fully fit Henry would have to be a Henry.
Yeah.
Adam?
Yeah, Henry.
Yeah. Fair. I'd choose Hendo bagging from 30 yards out.
That's it. Henry to get a 30-yard rushing touchdown this weekend, then.
Yeah, I'd edge it to Henry. I do love Chubb, though.
Wish you'd edge me.
Oh, mate, I wanted to say it, but I thought I've said it every episode so far.
Yeah, I know. I've not said it
every
yet.
time I'm met with,
you
I knew you were going to say that, I knew you were going to say that. Oh, let's leave it.
Nice.
Moving on nicely. That's all we've got time for with the NFL. We're back in just a moment's time when we look towards Tyson Fury against Derek Chisora. Welcome back to episode 9 of Loaded Sport. We're now going to be talking about a huge boxing game for Mudge that's taking place this weekend. Tyson Fury against Derek Chisora for the third time.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
A lot of controversy around whether this should be on pay-per-view or not, but we're going to give you our predictions anyway. Mudge, we'll come over to you first for yours.
Okay, I think Tyson Fury is on cocaine. I also think he wins in the 8th round by hitting a left hook, right uppercut, and then a right hook, and it sends Chisora straight to the canvas. So 8th round, and that's the exact sequence that's going to take place.
Nice. Skin?
I think it's a bit of a joke that it's on pay-per-view. It's been well documented. It's been rumoured, and it's gone back and forth a long time over AJ versus Tyson Fury. They fought twice before. Tyson Fury's won comfortably both times. I don't know why it's the third fight, but Fury said it's to get his mate a payday or it's because of his legacy and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I expect record low pay-per-view buys. That's my main prediction. And I will go Fury on points.
Sam?
Yeah, it's a shame, innit, that it's come to this fight because sounds like we're so close to getting the AJ fight, which is the fight which should have been. It's the fight everyone's deserved. Quite frankly, it's an absolute disgrace that these two fighters are at this time in their careers now, both in the twilight, essentially, and they're still ducking each other. Instead, we end up with Derek Chisora. It was a third fight. Yeah, let's blow up another trilogy. So what? It's a trilogy for the sake of trilogies. That's all it is. It's £26.95. It's essentially £27 if you want to buy this on Sky pay-per-view, which it's unbelievable.
Robbery.
The times are hard at the minute for every British taxpayer, and all energy crisis, and they're charging essentially £27 for this 2-bit fight, where everybody knows the outcome already. He's already beat him twice. I think 14 in 2011 and 2014. 2014, I'm actually going to mirror that exact result. I think Fury won in the 10th round. It was a stoppage from his corner, if I remember, and he didn't want to stop himself, but his corner, waved it off and called the fight off. So I'm going to go 10th round, exactly the same as the last time before. But I really don't think this fight should be happening. I think it's a spit in the face to the British public and well, for everyone that's supposed to be paying for this. There's no one right. IPTVs are on the rise. It's going to be at Spurs Stadium, and I've got a lot of love for that place. But no, this is not a good fight for me or British boxing. I don't think.
What's the just quickly there? I assumed it was at the O2. I had no idea, but Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is, what, 3 times the capacity probably of the O2. Do you know anything about how ticket sales have gone?
I don't, mate. I don't know at all. I was just doing my research today just for this bit, and I kind of stumbled upon the fact that it was at Spurs, and it took me by surprise, to be honest, as well. But yeah,
very surprised if that's a sellout.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's the most in-demand boxing event, is it?
No.
Fair enough. I'm going to stick with the theme of going for Tyson Fury to win. I don't even understand how title bouts come about in boxing, and yet Chisora gets another one.
Tony Khan books it.
Is that it? just start.
Yeah.
They just book a fight and say, "Here you go for the titles." Nice. So he's lost 3 of his last 4. He's lost twice already against Tyson Fury. I can see Tyson Fury win it again. I've gone with round 7 on my prediction though, and I'm not going to go as in depth as Mudge did and tell you how he's going to win. Just that he's going to win. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, I think to be fair to I know I've just gone off on a bit of a tangent. Del Boy is a gritty fighter, and he has got a good chin on him. That's something.
That's
he's
why
always
I've got points.
Yeah, points is a great shout. It's just it will stick around. I think he will stick around in the fight, but he's just technically he just doesn't really offer anything for me. It will stick around. It will look like he got that dog in him. But no, I think it's gonna be a comfortable fight.
I think though, if you're coming up against the likes of Fury at some point is going to penetrate that defense.
Yeah, you need something else other than just a gritty chin. That's what you need. You need that bit. It's going to elevate your fight.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it goes points. I think Fury pieces him up at some point. But I do agree with you. Del Boy's been around for a while, and he's a seasoned vet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. That is all we've got time for on episode 9.
Wait.
Might not be.
Before we close off,
I think it's Mudge's turn, isn't it?
No, Mudge is gone. This is the end. This is the last bit. Now it's become a bit of a running theme that I ask a question of the week or question of the episode, and I've got a new one for this one. Now, Mudge, I was originally going to ask you, but then I was thinking, what question am I going to ask? Went through a few things in my head, and the question that I have landed on is more suited to Adam. So I apologise, Mudge, but this one is for our lovely host, the man with the mic. The one that Kent wants to open up just like an advent calendar at the start of December. Adam, it's well documented that your brother is Gary Marsden.
Yeah.
Big fan fan. So I have got a would you rather. Would you rather suck on Gary Marsden's big toe for 30 seconds or for Gary Marsden to spit in your mouth?
Oh, they're both disgusting.
See you next week, everyone.
See you later.